Collaboration has been built into this model, as I've indicated, since the very beginning. After the court hired its project director, the very next thing was to put together a group of stakeholders, and those stakeholders meet to this day. We meet quarterly to address any emerging or ongoing issues and to talk about how we can do this work better. This entire project was focused on how the court can better respond to domestic violence cases so that we can hold offenders accountable, and hopefully by holding offenders accountable, victims are kept safer. So those are the focuses of the court. It is essentially a homicide prevention initiative. That's what it is designed to prevent, and all of the work is geared in that direction. But collaboration continues to this day. The court and the judges throughout the project, we are the neutrals in the room, but the stakeholders working together, they ensure access to justice, which is critical for offenders and certainly for victims as well. They help improve victim safety, and they certainly have key input into offender accountability. As we've talked about in the judicial review process, the prosecutor, the defense lawyer, probation, the court coordinator, they all provide input to the court at judicial reviews. But those pieces working together, they are an integrated system. Even though we're all independent agencies and we all have our own responsibilities and ethical obligations, each of those pieces working together, in my estimation, improve offender accountability and victim safety. They also help us identify when anything emerges, trends, new issues that we're seeing. They help us identify those and respond to those quickly so that we can make any changes or adjustments that we might need to make sure that we are remaining mission focused and accountable to the Department of Justice for the grant dollars that we have.
The success of any domestic violence court is community partnership. We host partner meetings twice a year, planning meetings monthly, staffings weekly, and communicate electronically almost daily with all of our partners on the docket.
Court Services participates in weekly staff meetings with the DV team. That includes several members of the criminal justice system and service providers, which that team includes the DA's office, the public defender's office, DIVIS, Family Safety Center, some advocates for victims. And we also bring any compliance issues to the team to let them know if we need to handle situations prior to court or on that court date for the defendant.
I communicate with the court coordinator almost daily. Once a defendant is sentenced in the court, I will contact the court coordinator to get the judgment and sentence and the rules and conditions so that the case can be set up on our end. If anything else comes up that I may need, I always contact the court coordinator for that. We have a email that has all of the major players on the DV docket, and we can email each other every day if we need to. Communication is very key to keeping this court going.
The Public Defender's Office by default represents the majority of domestic violence cases or clients. Since we have such a large number, it helps streamline the process, and it helps the judges and the prosecution and the Public Defender's Office, as well as defense counsel, private defense counsel, to streamline that docket and get through the day faster.
When it comes to individuals in the Veterans Intervention Program, it's very important to work closely with the court systems, whatever county it may be, tribal, federal, probation, DHS, Department of Human Services. So each person is on the same track on how that person is doing. If they're doing well, incentives. If they're not doing well, what can we do on both sides to help that individual get past whatever may be holding them back?
The advocates at DIVIS, not only are looking out for the victim's safety, but also keeping the court informed about any changes in the offender, compliance issues, not following the court's direction, from one hearing to the next.
At any point during the criminal justice process, you'll have the issues that involve, how am I going to present my evidence? What kind of relationship do I have with this particular court? Does my court understand the nuances? Just like I talked about with domestic violence units, you need prosecutors who understand the process. You need judges who literally understand that this isn't like a probate case. This is something that's going to involve husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends, intimate partners, grandparents, children. It's a cycle of violence. We know that. And so having a judge who truly understands the dynamics and the needs that are going to extend just beyond the criminal court process. I mean, you have protective orders out there. You have child custody orders out there. So for the DVU prosecutor, working within a domestic violence court, with a judge that shows an equal passion towards eliminating these issues in our community is just, it's a win-win for everybody.